A Cracker, I believe, if I've seen on the... It's not 100%, but many of the cards that we've seen on the Southeast Asia English site have gotten reasonably accurate translations, and I believe we saw Cracker was translated as code cracking,
That's correct.
I didn't think of it before, but I guess that kind of makes sense that it's a cracker as opposed to a hacker.
Mm-hmm.
Still one of the best starts on an option card as well, with Shrubimon turning from its vice form into its virtue form, or vice versa.
Pretty intense. Alright, here we go. We see Mega Blaster have the new Bandai sleeves. I think it's very polarizing. Some people like it, some people don't like it. The baby one, though, is perfectly happy with.
Oh yeah. I think it was a reasonably safe design. But I remember when that product was up for pre-orders, they did not yet have the playmat revealed. So you kind of just had to buy it and hope, and thankfully it is a very nice design.
That's true. Turned out quite well.
As long as you're an Adventure 01 fan. Turned out great.
Dragon Lord in chat says, the best option card art is Precise Tactics. That one also is up there.
That one's pretty great. How often do you actually get to see War Greymon without his Draymon Destroyers on? Answer, Booster 1, Delaware. Yep.
Alright, here we go, everybody. Let's get ready to rumble. The players are now starting and rolling. And they're pointing fingers at each other. Okay, here we go. Ooh, it's gonna be black versus purple tonight, everyone.
Alright. Black, especially if we have a Craniamon, very potent against purple, just negating so many of those destruction effects. But we do see a Crescarudamon and Mega Blaster's hand, so maybe it'll be a little bit more reboot focused.
Didn't quite see the full hand there for Ivo, but this looks better, whatever it was.
We do see that new Boltmon being... It took purple quite a while to get its 10-2, 12k vanilla, but pretty much the entire Meramon line, I think, was just vanillas, right?
Yep, that's correct. A little bit of a misplay there. It's up to the judge, of course. I don't think he's going to say anything since it should be the same, but you are supposed to put your security first.
Statistically, probably the same, but...
Okay, looks like Ivo's going first, so that means he had to mulligan choice first. Now Mega Blaster mulliganing his hand. Is that even the correct word? Is that a verb, mulliganing?
It's a verb if you treat it as such. Oh, there's my guy Clockmon, I see. Having that same effect as the Promo Caramon.
No Mega in that hand, but it's not a bad hand either.
Also has what I consider might actually be the individual best tamer card in the game right now in the form of that Joe.
That's correct. That is the best tamer card right now in the game. Joe. 2 costs.
Such easy memory.
And with all the blockers in the black deck, it's very easy to activate.
Right, we do have a Devimon down there for Ivo.
Chat wants to see Cress versus Cress. We'll find out if the purple player is playing Cress.
Oh, there's the boy Machine Dramon as well. Another potent tamer also in the form of that starter deck tie.
Another Clockmon coming from the deck.
So there's that starter deck tie, which basically allows... You could say it allows your blocker to block twice, but it's actually a little bit more versatile than that. This allows you to restand any of your Digimon when one of your blockers blocks.
That's correct. Right before this game, I didn't understand exactly that's how it worked. And I thought I lost a game, but I blocked with an Agumon blocker, and I was able to restand my other blocker that was stronger.
Yeah, if you got something on the board that you really don't want to be swung at multiple times, you can just use the effect of that tie to restand the thing that you don't want to be swung at, and then your further blockers won't have to keep blocking.
Okay, Digivolving here. Looks like it's a purple that's meant to go high and not wide.
Yeah, I mean, that what seemed to be kind of the point there of the cheap cost. We got the Myotismon as well as the Boltmon there, 2 cost evolutions. He's going to establish a chunky blocker there. It'll be, I believe, 8k. That is it's a Sumemon, I believe, there in the Evo source.
Let's have a look here. Which
Take a look.
over here? Sumemon, that's correct.
This might just be a Millenniumon Turbo deck. So he's just ratcheting up the chain. That could be a Millenniumon come down right now, and there will be.
Not even swinging, but I guess it would be the same effect if it was blocked.
It's very true, yeah.
Right, Endermon going straight to the bottom. 6 memory, 4 Mega Blaster. It's his game to win. It's a lot of memory to work with.
Unfortunately, no rookie, but does have some cheap hard drops. That is one of the good things about Black. There are a good number of cheap hard drop cards like that Chrysalimon, or excuse me, Kurisarimon. We got the official confirmation.
Whoa!
Machinedramon comes down.
Definitely wasn't expecting that one. Can't block this one quite.
Taking down his evolved form will reduce it, I believe, back to the Myotismon.
So, Machinedramon, when played, 2 of your opponents Digimon DigiRumble2.
Right, that'll be a nice big burly boy who's going to be able to block twice with the effect of that tie and grant an extra memory at the start of each turn with the Joe. However, that might see an abrupt Trump Sword come in.
Oh, there's the Crest. It is a Crest versus Crest deck.
Oh.
Ooh, okay. What is the new? What's the name of this card now? It's not. It is Breath of the Gods. This is a new translation.
It was Breath of the Gods, I believe, in Cyber Sleuth, so that seems like what they might be going with there. Probably not going to see any further attacks this turn anyway. Drop off the 6 memory. Will we see the Trump Sword to take down that Machinedramon? That would be a hefty amount of memory to send over.
Wouldn't want to put the Crest on top of the Myotis. However, I mean, you still get the Sec Attack +1, even without the Digiburst.
He's going to go for it and pretty much completely eschew the Digiburst effect. Probably not what you want, but that Machinedramon does get to stay on the board. Unfortunately, not quite enough to block those big 12k guys. Boltmon's going to get DigiRumble back into the Chimeramon.
Right, I don't think I've seen this type of style yet of Digivolve heavy play. Blocker on the field.
Machinedramon with no reboot. Could have potentially taken a swing at the Chimeramon, but chose to keep it there. Could be swung over by the Crescarurumon.
Oh, he could have used the Guardramon to block and then use the tie to stand up.
That's very true. One thing that starter tie does let you do is avoid getting block baited, basically, where you attack in and bait someone to block and then something else comes down that you didn't want to get blocked. Just going to reveal a Gatsumon and security attack +1.
Oh, Craniamon. That is 12,000 DP.
Alright, gonna clash. That's at least 3 different Megas now we've seen from Mega Blaster. We've got the Machinedramon, the Craniamon, and the Crescarurumon. This definitely seems to be more of a go tall purple as opposed to the Booster 2. We saw a lot of purple just mostly be play a bunch of rookies, play a Piedmon, Chimeramon comes down on occasion. Good stuff. Trump Swords away the Machinedramon. A lot of memory to work with now. But only champions and ultimates in the hand. Does get that extra memory from Joe as Gardamon stay in the field, and it's just going to drop 2 Kurisarimons.
Okay.
Total cost of 8.
Chat was noticing earlier that Mega Blaster here is running out of cards.
Yeah, hasn't seen a rookie in quite a while.
And to everybody that's just tuning in, this is game 1 of the second set here, day 4.
Effectively has 4 blockers on board with that black tie if one of the blockers is able to survive a hit.
Candlemon on the field.
Ooh, he's
Ooh,
just gonna get
okay.
sacrificed to a Heat Viper.
It's a good play.
See, one of the rookies, anyway, is gonna get sacrificed for the Heat Viper, and we'll see 2 of these blockers go down. Gonna opt for the 2 Kurisarimons and not care too much about the higher DP of the Gardermon, as Gardermon cannot actually attack, like, at all. Straight up cannot attack.
That's correct. Here's the card. This Digimon cannot attack. Very clear.
Just drops the Clockmon.
Alright, finally Digivolving, able to draw some cards here. Luckily he has some memory with that Joe.
Is at least able to keep ahead in the memory game, but with no cards to play with the memory, it still feels pretty bad. I think eventually Ivo is going to be able to go wide enough that the amount of blockers won't matter too much. He's got potentially 2 blocks here with restanding the Gardermon with the tie. Thankfully for Mega Blaster, we haven't seen another Mega come down from Ivo. I'm sure he'd like to get this Chimeramon Digivolved.
And here we go. He could crash at 7 and 7. I wouldn't mind. He would lose the memory, but
that is going to be what he chooses to do. It's going to really open the floodgates here for Ivo. Does have a replacement Gardermon on the next turn, but now these Sakaimon's free to swing in. Doesn't have a champion in hand to Digivolve on top of it anyway.
Sonic in chat noting that he needed another tie, the other one, that gets him a 1000 boost on opponent's turn.
Yeah, the booster 2 tie would have been very nice there, getting that Machine Dramon up to 12,000.
How did he get the memory? I think they're going to fix that right now.
Yep, Kiramon does not in fact have blocker.
Sometimes you just get so used to that Joe being on, you forget.
What do you mean? I'm a black deck. I always have a blocker online.
He's like, here we go. Alright. Oh, man, I thought this was fairly even, but look at the security. It is 2 versus 5 right now.
Yeah, Mega Blaster's not been able to aggress whatsoever. Not been able to get too... He's able to fill quite a few blockers, but Ivo's had enough DP to really swing over them, and if your blockers are having to chump block, then the starter deck Black Tie does not really do a lot for you. Just gonna continue to build the board and go wide.
Okay, plenty of Digimon here. At this point, I don't remember which Digimon can attack and not.
Let's see, I believe the Sakaimon, the Vilemon, and I think the Gazimon, and I think the Demi-Devimon as well. One of those 3, I think, was available. Alright. Now, the dream draw here for Mega Blaster is Hyandramon into Alteress, right?
That's correct. That would destroy the purple player. We've seen it happen the first game on the first day where Alteress destroyed the purple board.
Actually, pretty much any of the green or black Megas would work alright, as long as it was 3, as he will get the memory from the Joe.
Okay, here we go. Let's find out if Mega Blaster is lucky. It's not too late yet.
No, it looks like it's too late.
I don't think he can summon enough blockers to save his life.
He's gonna try.
He does have 2 security left. Maybe one of them will be Power Breath.
Yeah, it very well could be. I think that's actually exactly lethal.
I'm sorry, Breath of the Gods. Correction, please.
Power of Breath, Breath of the Gods, God Bless.
At one point, Breath of Power.
It's that very awkward Buresu that we see translated various different ways.
Okay, first block. I forget there is a tie there, so there's more blockers here than we think.
Yep.
That's not the blocker I would have restood, but...
Probably not.
Alright.
I believe he does have exactly lethal. So there's 2 more blocks that can come through. So one more block and then 3 swings into 2 security.
We'll keep that blocker up, though. I think he should have kept it up.
He's banking on the atomic ray.
Ooh,
oh, there it is.
There it is, saving him. If he just let one of them slip through, this would have been much better. But of course, he wouldn't have known. Breath of the Gods.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he really lost too much here. The Boltmon might swing at the Gatsumon, swing over it. But other than that, he's not really losing anything on his board here by going ahead and blocking.
That wouldn't be a bad play to just swing with the Boltmon. So the power of Breath of the Gods, prevents attacks at security, but you could totally still attack Digimon.
Yeah, and I mean, also, if he had let the first swing go through and try to fish for something in security, then the other Digimon would not have been swinging in and getting blocked. So it's one of the weird things with Black is it sort of wants to play the reverse of the way a lot of other colors want to play, where you want to go ahead and block first. So depending on how you set up your deck.
Okay, Trump Sword coming out, preventing Craniamon from appearing if it was in hand. Another blocker.
March to the Garderomon's.
It is keeping Mega Blaster in the game. Finally, the Craniamon there in hand.
Not enough memory to hard drop it, though. Got an effective 5 blocks here. How are we coming? Oh, actually, Ivo is almost out of time. Look at that.
53 seconds. He should just play some cards and look at 7 minutes on the other side. I don't know how this is happening.
Yeah. I almost wonder if someone was letting the timer run.
Then again, it's the player's responsibility to keep that timer. No, we do have a judge. But I think Ivo is going to run out of time here and lose the game, even though he has that much. I think every turn now, he just has to pass.
Yeah, I mean, none of those Gardermons can attack whatsoever.
20 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think it would take too long to even declare all the attacks at this point.
This is when I start throwing cards on the field.
Oh.
Alright, flip it. Oh gosh, flip the timer first. I don't care about the memory.
Looks like Mega Blaster just disconnected.
Uh-oh.
So, come on, he's got 3 seconds left.
Alright, we'll hold on here while our other player comes back. That'd be unfortunate for Mega Blaster to disconnect and drop out. So close to victory on game 1. Okay, just stand by here, folks. Technically, the only thing that Mega Blaster needs to do is pass. And at that point, 3 seconds would have gone.
Yep. At this point, Ivo would have to go so incredibly wide.
Okay, we are waiting here, and he's back. Right. Alright, here we go. Drop the Craniamon and pass the turn. That's the play.
Just give him 10 memory. Let's do it. Okay, well, you can also do it that way.
Didn't want to do it. Okay. And time flip. 3, 2, 1, and that's game. I'm sorry, Ivo. That's game 1 going to Mega Blaster.
Man, imagine losing the game with 5 security left.
This is the first time I've seen this, actually.
This is just one of the things that Black can do, especially with the chess timer format.
And this is game 1, so, you know, maybe you won't see these type of games in real life because maybe we're going to be playing best of ones. I'm sorry. Let me take that back. You're probably not going to see this because you're thinking you're going to have more than one match. But, you know, there are timers in real life as well. The stores close sometime.
Right. Yeah, typically for in-person events, we see just, well, you know, the 1 hour for the round as opposed to chess timers.
That's right.
But certainly if there was like a best of 3 situation, if there's a deck like Shine Greymon or Black that just drags the game on for a long time. Even if it were to be a best of 3, sometimes it may end up being a best of 1.
Yeah, that was a really strange game. Ivo running out of time on game 1, and I believe Mega Blaster still having about 6 to 7 minutes to spare.
Yeah, I almost want to check the video after and see what was going on there. Was he really taking turns that fast?
For blockers, I mean, all he did was hardcast half of his cards, right? There was no
That's
digging
very true.
effects.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I believe both players sticking with the same deck. Oh no, we do have a switch here for Ivo.
Yeah, I definitely recommend that switch. He's going to take a mulligan here. Red definitely much more advantaged against black than purple is. Mostly just because, you know, Terra Force exists, as long as they don't have Craniamon.
That's true, but once Craniamon comes out, the Omnimon will be powerless against that Iron Wall.
Comparatively. Okay, he'll be considerably a more fair card.
Okay.
It looks like there's going to be a Ragna deck as well, so Ragna is definitely able to pierce through all of Black's big blockers.
Ooh, that's true. Here we go. I think there was an accidental draw of a card there. Is that what happened?
I would imagine so, yeah. His hand should be stuck at 5.
We do have a judge in the room, and the deck has been shuffled.
All right.
And thank you to our judge tonight, Numimon. Of course, our other judge, Tessero, judging the other night.
There's one of the fan favorites, Vorvomon. Big 5,000 DP.
Okay, Digivolving to Quadramon right now, level 4. Going to level 5.
Dramon will provide an extra security attack plus. We've already got the Durandamon in hand. And the RagnaRedmon, as well as, I believe, I'm gonna try it, Brywaludramon.
That's correct, Brywaludramon. Giving
somehow knowing that it's Arthurian helps me pronounce it. Even though I'm pretty sure it's another one of those awkward things where they mixed up the P and the B or something like that.
Ivo here has Exodia in his hand. He has all the pieces.
Right, looks like he will pass over turn. Digivolving into either one, it doesn't really matter. He's going to grab the other one on top with RagnaRedmon's effect on the next turn. Unless we see a Chumon come down.
He's lucky that Black doesn't have straight up removal.
Yeah, the closest thing Black has to removal is... what was the English name?
That was
Looking back on the good times. Well, yeah. That's the closest thing to removal that Black has in general, I guess.
Alright, 2 pieces in the trash.
He does, however, have easily the memory to rebuild there. He's got an extra copy of Duramon.
He doesn't have an extra Mega to get the free Digivolve, but I mean, he has 10 memory. Why do you need it?
Yep. Smart play there by Ivo, playing around the D-Digivolve by using the Brywaludramon first, and making sure he would graph that piercing effect, which he much would rather prefer on after he's guaranteed to get into the RagnaRedmon.
Technically, you could still draw it right now, but nope, not drawing it. Okay, not going just yet. Digging for it. Nope, getting another Ragna. I think it's time.
Oh yeah, I think you feel pretty safe about going ahead and going into it here. Just gonna go ahead and lop off 2 security. You got like what, 16,000 with the Babymon.
Here we go. That is RagnaRedmon
Babymon
2, and it has Baby Demon, or I have no idea how to pronounce it. And the
Babydomon.
Babydomon.
B-Y-D-O. There was the Chumon there that could have blocked the RagnaRedmon memory gain.
This really hurts Black. I'm gonna assume that Mega Blaster will switch decks here. There's not much he can do with his piercing.
Yeah, really not a whole lot Black can do against RagnaRedmon for sure.
And with his other cards, you know, having to pay 2 memory to swing, he won't be able to chunk at Ivo security.
No shortage of Legend Arms here. He's going to be able to refill that ultimate slot in his hand. That's one of the best things about the RagnaRed deck for sure, is just that extra consistency from your Zubamon searchers. Sometimes you even play the Ludomon as just a rookie to send out there for a chump swing just to add to your consistency.
That's right. He sees Breath of the Gods in hand. Not the card you want to see right now. He wishes that would be in his security.
Yeah, absolutely. Can stave off lethal. He does have 4 blockers on board. Won't stop the piercing, but can stop the final lethal hit.
That's right. We've seen this in the last game. Even though he had no security, he was just able to keep stalling the game. Okay, Joe is now live. Chumon again going to trash.
I mean, at this point, I don't know that it's really worth to evolve any further. Just go extra wide. Eventually, RagnaRed will get there. So flip him over all at once. Does find the Brower Leadermon.
The time is ticking.
Yeah, there's still a pretty big disparity in time here. If he's only able to get across 1 attack a turn, you never know. 0 to 5 right now.
Going wide, that's a correct play here. Look at those Terra Forces. Uh-oh.
I think he tried to draw from the Greymon. Remember, playing is not the same as digivolving.
G-Man Togo Beaver asks, Pierce does not get through to Vital. Piercing does not win you the game. It gets you to winning the game, but you can't win the game. You must swing with Digimon and not be blocked.
I have seen some card games where that actually is the case, but it is not the case for this game.
On top of that, the Digimon attacking for the lethal must also have some sort of security attack. So if it was security attack minus, it wouldn't be able to finish the game.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt too much to get hit by a wet noodle.
Chat saying Pierce isn't sharp enough to win the game.
Need that piercing plus. So effectively 5 blockers on the field with the starter tie.
Yeah, all the other Digimon on Ivo's side too small to get through to any of the blockers. Oh, another blocker as well. With Craniamon on the field, those Terra Forces don't do anything.
That would be a trade with the Craniamon if you wanted to swing in with the Brower Leadermon. Looks like he's double checking on that. Could just get down a second RagnaRedmon, honestly. He's gonna prompt the... Alright.
Okay, that one blocker down.
If you did go into a RagnaRedmon on top of that Brower Leadermon, it would not have piercing, as it does not have a Durandamon there in the source.
Okay,
at the very least, it will let it reboot. I think this will probably set up game on the next turn.
No more blockers in hand. Ooh, that tie coming way too late.
It'll help a little bit, but not enough for 14,000 from the RagnaRedmon.
He can only pray that Ivo takes his time and times out again.
Somehow takes 5 minutes to resolve this turn.
Basically.
Alright, I'm sure we'll see the 2 RagnaRedmons come first and take down 2 of the blockers. This Craniamon's going to be able to block twice with the tie, but who's he going to finish the game with?
Alright, looks like it's going to be Zuba coming across to win game number 2 for Ivo. We're going to go to game 3 here.
Digging through the top of the deck, trying to find, like, man, where was what I was looking for? Was I even close?
I don't know if Mega Blaster even has an Alter S in this deck. Do you recall? I don't remember seeing it.
I don't think at the very least, I don't think I've seen it in his hand. That would have certainly been a nice thing to wipe out all the small guys trying to push through.
Right. Okay, looks like Mega Blaster may be loading in a new deck here. Uh-oh. Okay. Wait. We need to see if the cards are loading or not, because I want to say that didn't... Did you see
Definitely,
the card?
I saw a question mark.
It might be still in the middle of loading when we saw it. Oh, once he gets his hand, we'll find out if the card's loaded.
Well.
Okay, everybody, this is game 3, set 2 of the DigiRumble, and this is day number 4. Tomorrow we have the last day of the Swiss portion, and then next week we're going to go to quarterfinals on Monday and Tuesday, then semis on Wednesday, Thursday, finals on the Friday, 8 p.m. Central Time. Don't forget, I believe this weekend there's also Digi-Duels hosted by Drago. The link's on digimoncard.dev.
Looks like we still have a black deck here. I'm not sure if that's a second deck or we just hadn't seen some of these cards, but we do see Alter S as well as the starter deck red tie.
Oh, that's interesting.
Not to be confused with the starter deck black tie. There's so many qualifiers you have to put just to say the name of one Digidestin now.
Alright, here we go. He is using the mulligan option.
We'll see if Ivo will as well. He is missing an ultimate.
G-Mantoga Beaver in chat wants to bet that he plays Terra Force. And for everybody's situational awareness, in the DigiRumble, this is a special rule. We have mulligans. We also have deck swaps. Okay, so this might be a different version because he also has Blitz. We didn't see that at all in his other deck.
Yes, so this, I guess he may have just brought 2 different black decks. Which that is one thing I've enjoyed seeing as we get more booster sets come out, is the colors feel less locked into sort of one deck. I think yellow is still feels like it's pretty locked into just Shine Greymon.
That's true.
But most of the other colors are getting a lot more diverse, especially things like purple. You can build it a lot of different ways now.
Though in Special Booster 1 English meta, they're going to have to get creative without Shine.
I think they're just going to look to the Booster 1 yellow decks and, and cry and go from there. The yellow Reapers are going to come back.
And here we go, Ty coming out for memory, going to Ivo.
So this deck looks a lot more reboot focused with that excellent Greymon, Metal Greymon combo. Which would be a bit of a waste to get over on top of the Toy Agumon right now. Still out an ultimate, but he will at least be able to get down a Monodramon to build an extra body as well as a blocker. We get to go to 3 from this Ty, getting that done early. Very helpful, and there is an Alter S, which he does have a straight chain into. Chumon gonna stop any kind of a memory gain effect from the RagnaRedmon.
Right, Chumon here preventing that RagnaRedmon combo. Could just get Terra Forced.
Sometimes you just gotta Terra Force a Chumon. I mean, I've seen Chumon get Trump sorted before. It happened in the anime.
I don't remember that specific instance, but I could see it.
Yep.
Alright. Ivo here, not much plays in hand. He could just go straight into the Mega, but this is a safer play.
We're gonna pay that big 4 cost to drop the Vorvomon. Generally, you do want to try to get that evolved in the raising area, or else you'd kind of just rather just have the Muchomon. But in this case, it wound up being the same either way.
Yep, there we go. A little bit out of order there. I believe it was caught before anything got too out of hand.
I don't necessarily know how much I like not swinging there with the Metal Greymon. It did have jamming and would have swung over the Cordramon, and now this Crescarumon is liable to get Terraforced.
I guess he was afraid of the Terraforce insecurity.
Could well have been, yeah. You don't play scared though, right? You never play scared.
I'm pretty
That's
sure.
a bold-faced lie. I play scared against red all the time.
Now, earlier I was playing today, definitely just went in there with that Metal Greymon as long as it had jamming.
Yeah, just play Precise Tactics, you're fine.
That's good. I actually haven't seen that card in play yet. Precise Tactics, if you guys are not aware, is a card that's a red option. It acts like the War Greymon from BT1, preventing options from activating when it's checked in security.
Very scary, especially if you got in RagnaRed where you can just lop off 5 security. Oh, you got 3 Terraforce in security? Good thing I don't care. I take a swing with the 7k, because there's no blockers on the side.
All
Runs
right.
into a Fresco.
Oh, it's going to the trash. That was a weird swing. I mean, I guess he was already afraid that it was gonna get destroyed. I don't understand why he swung with it.
Yeah, I mean, he had both the Legendar Megas as well as RagnaRed in the hand, so...
I mean, you can Digivolve into Ragna the normal way without the memory.
Yeah. I'm just glad he didn't Terraforce the Chumon.
I almost thought he did.
Right, as it is, that does prevent the Alter S from coming down. Maybe.
Not the most optimal play, but he could blitz on that Cordramon.
So if you might want to consider going a little wider, we do see another Terraforce there in Ivo's hand. He's going to choke at 1 by dropping the Numamon.
Okay, here we go. Digivolving onto Vorvo, getting another Ragna piece. Oh,
Thinking about taking a crack with the Vorvamon, but there is a 8,000 actually BP Andromon.
forgot about that blocker. It's up to Mega Blaster if he wants to contest it. But I don't think he will. Technically, that was an attack declaration.
Don't move your cards unless you're absolutely sure, guys.
Yeah, I don't know how strict it'll be in real life, but absolutely make sure you're sure before you start moving the cards.
And absolutely make sure you're sure before you drop a Durandamon 410. You know, the good thing about that is it's not going to get de-Digivolved.
That's right. It's safe from Alter S. Maybe that's what
Very
he's
safe
thinking
from
about.
Alter S. Yeah. Honestly, not a bad idea. So he will be able to go into the RagnaRed on the next turn.
Okay, there he goes. On the Cordramon.
Not a lot of value out of that Blitzcrank. Just bring it back down to a Monodramon.
Does he get to draw there if he remembers to draw? Or did he draw already?
If only we had a chat log.
I know. Okay.
Oh, that's does have yes,
Nope.
does have jamming from the Toy Agumon
Okay.
and Greymon combo,
Jamming Blitz, Numamon.
as well as plus 1,000 from the Kaburimon. And with that Chumon, he will not be able to get the free Evo into RagnaRed. Can still do the graft though. Require a 14k blocker.
What is going on? I think they're arguing about the memory. I mean, you can Digivolve. Right, we do have a judge in the room. They're clearly hovering over Chumon, so...
Yeah, it did look to me like he definitely intended to Digivolve there. The grafting the extra Digimon on there is optional. You don't have to do it, but you can do it even if you
Yeah,
don't
you
get the
can
memory.
still do it even without the memory.
And of course, once again, always draw first when you Digivolve, and then maybe you draw into that extra piece that you need to graft on.
Okay, here we go. So now it is a piercing blocker, RagnaRed.
Now, it is worth noting, I guess, here that it does go on to the top of the Digivolution sources.
So that means it's going to be a piercing Brywell Ultramon.
That Voromon is going to be perfectly safe, apart from, getting destroyed by Ultra's effect. Which means it's not safe at all. It's not going to get de-Digivolved then.
That's a lot of Digimon on Mega Blaster's side.
Now, I really would love to see here is another RagnaRedmon, just to see 2 Durandamons in the evolution source, and ask the question, does piercing stack?
Technically it does, it just doesn't do anything, guys.
Does blocker stack?
It also stacks. And again...
It does stack if you have starter deck tie.
It doesn't do anything. We could see, I was going to say we could see more Terra Forces, but I want to say we've seen plenty of Terra Forces in Ivo's hand, so I can't expect to see it in the security anymore.
It's always one of the rough things when you draw into too many of those cards you want to see in security. You just know that my chances of seeing one in security are pretty slim now. So that Ultra S not able to actually make any attacks, but was able to affect the board in a big way.
Digivolve again, no more piercing.
And still at Mega. Still doesn't feel too bad when you get Digivolved all those times and you're still sitting there with the Mega.
These 4000 DP Numemon staring him down.
I'm
surprised he hasn't swung with the Numemons at all, actually. They're just sitting there.
Can try to build up into maybe a Lavoga-Retamon in the raising area this turn.
Was he just waiting for like a full lethal swing?
He's waiting to get him with the party time.
Okay, blocker now there. See, if he swung last turn, would have gotten across that blocker. That's the second or third time now Ivoraptor keeps drawing thinking that he's digivolving.
They are not, in fact, the same. So was that a swing at... I'm not sure what that was a swing at.
That was a swing, and it was blocked. I'm so confused what's going on.
He does actually have 13,000 from the starter deck red tie, we should clarify, which would have swung over that rested Durandamon.
Why did the Quadramon die?
I did block and take the hit for the Durandamon.
Okay. It just went past by me.
Stuff is moving fast now. Now there's poop getting chucked. Now there's timers that are actually ticking down.
Alright, there's plenty of time on both players' clocks right now.
Things looking pretty good for Mega Blaster here. One security left and 3 swings to make.
Okay, another blocker on the field, possibly. We do have snap points on the table. That's probably why players are struggling. In the latest version of Zappy's mod, the snap points were taken away.
That might be the problem, yep. So looks like he's offering a...
Oh, he's not realizing the tie, making that blitz. Let's see here. It's not black.
It is not black, so it does stay at 12k.
Okay, so he survives.
Could take down the Numemon as well. Looks like...
Oh no, going for security, is that?
It looked like I saw a hand to go over to security.
Okay. He's thinking about it.
Did you know you don't want to swing with your starter deck Greymon? Great inheritable effect, but only 4,000 DP.
Yeah, he's like, if I swing a Numemon, it's 4,000 DP.
Yep. That Numemon too strong.
I mean, if he doesn't, then the game's over.
Yeah, he would need to throw down the blocker.
Secure. Oh, okay, going to the Numemon and... Yep. Alright, we do have a judge in the room, everyone, so when there is any sort of misplays or misunderstandings between the player, the judge is there to resolve the problems. Of course, sometimes players move fast.
Yeah, sometimes you just have... Sometimes reboot stacks, I guess. Seems like that happens a lot when you play this deck.
Okay, he
Every
needs to move
time
the
you're...
cards back. That's what the table's telling him.
It's fine, as long as everyone knows what's in the stack.
Okay, here we go. Going to Crest, getting one first draw, and then reveal. And it's not a Digimon. As much as Ty would like to be one.
Yeah, well, it's not V-Tamer Ty, so...
Alright, no blocks. 12,000. Killing that Digimon. Does it have jamming? It does have jamming.
It does have jamming, yep. Jamming and 12,000 on both players' turn.
Mega Blaster needs to remember to Digivolve that into his raising area. Or not. I guess the choke's just fine.
Yeah, didn't have a... It could have choked it too, I guess, still with the Numamon. Or actually,
Yeah.
just by evolving into the Numamon.
That would have been fine.
I
I mean, he's safe. He's fairly safe here. There's nothing that Ivo can do at this point.
guess he could have had a second body, or a third body, I should say, ready to come out, but seems like he should be pretty fine. It's the Desperation Heave of the Durandamon.
Okay, and here we go. Mega Blaster, choosing which Digimon to swing across with. It is blocked.
Again, I unfortunately do not know what Commandermon's attack is, but he's gonna get him with a machine gun.
Commandermon winning the game here at Game 3. Mega Blaster taking the match. GG.
Looks like just a pair of black decks there. The Digivolve is coming up big for Mega Blaster that game, staving off the RagnaRed, as well as can't understate the Chumon either.
So it looks like the first deck was a Craniamon blocker heavy deck, and this one is a Reboot Blitz Alter S deck.
Very cool to see two different styles of black on display from the same player, honestly. A lot of repeat cards, but even within those two decks, there's still plenty of playstyle differences.
And I believe Ivo stayed with the same Ragnar deck the whole time. Oh, no. His first deck was purple. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but he very wisely switched off that after the, well, it was a bit of a debacle there with the timers, for one thing.
Yeah, so unfortunate losing that game from a timeout, even with 5 security. Very unfortunate.
There were so many Gardermons there in that game one for Mega Blaster. It felt like he had a lot of blockers on board, but wasn't really threatening lethal.
Alright, and with that, let's look at the scoreboard right now. Okay, here we go, the DigiRumble scoreboard. Let's put in those scores. Let me refresh this, just in case the players have put it already. We are in round 4 right now. There are still a few players left to play. Let's go ahead and put the score here. And this was 2-1 in Mega Blaster's favor. And we have XGN Tornado still to play against Lil Baskins, Jayworth, Donkey Nog, Raging Cajun versus Churro, Potato TARDIS versus Jake PK, DBX, Nighthawk, Artemis, King of Losers. And then with that, let's look at the current standings. Right now we have 3 players undefeated. I'm sorry, I can't count at all. 4 players undefeated. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, a bunch of people at 3-1. So tomorrow they're going to be trying to duke it out to make it to the top 8.
It should be very exciting tomorrow. I think we're going to try to feature some people who are in there for the win and
And then, so the top 8 will make it to the cut going to next week's, where the prizes are going to be, the first place will get a choice of either of the 3 starter decks, green, black, or purple, the Japanese versions. Of course, they could also choose the other 2 prizes in the prize pool, which is version 0.0 promo pack Japanese, and then the black-purple promo pack Japanese as well. And then second player will pick from the remainder. third player from what's left, and the fourth will still have a choice because there's 5 prizes in the pool. Alright, I want to thank all the players for playing tonight. I want to thank Numamon for judging, and of course Cooper for co-hosting with me.
Well, I want to thank Orange for hosting the tournament and putting both the English scans and the proxies on DigimonCard.dev. Isn't that amazing?
Thank you. And of course, you could support the website here by just going to the website, go to DigimonCard.dev, and you can see here, look, there's ads. So if you don't see the ads, make sure to whitelist us or turn off your ad blocker while you're going on the site. You could also donate right here, click my corgi, and buy me some boba. And of course, we'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. again, Central Time. Good night, everybody.
Good night.